Oh my God. Is it true? Is it true? Are we
It
live?
is true. We're actually on time. Actually early. Yes. And Pee Wee's already here. He's like,
Yes.
he's ready. He's ready. And so are we.
Volume 2, episode 2, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like one of our
Okay.
secret New Year's resolutions was to try to be on time because I know you guys wait patiently for us. So thank you so much. And welcome back to another live, our Saturday morning lives with me, Porcelain Piggy, and
Mighty Max Toys. You can also call me Max. You can call me Mighty. You can call me Amazing too. I'll take all of them.
you can call me Porcelain.
So now, let's test the lag. So we're gonna do this. Put your thumb up when you hear the word Furby. Okay,
I
Furby.
heard it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, no lag. Excellent.
No, okay. So I learned what was causing the live last time. I had
Oh,
accidentally. Okay, so I made a big deal, and I was like, "It's not me." I was like, "I am tech queen this today." It was not me, and it was me. It was me, everybody. Um, I'm the
yeah, I
pro.
know.
I
We
had actually. Uh-huh.
I changed microphones like 3 times. Like
I
left
know. Poor
hand.
Vitamix Toys. It's like I don't know what's wrong. I had you connected to my HDMI, so the sound was going to the TV.
Got it. Yes, that's well. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Pee Wee. Um, we have a lot to show you today. We are trying something completely new, right? Are we ready to
Yes.
get into it?
Well, it's not completely new because we had honestly, when we first started the live, we tried to implement this, but because we were on Instagram, it was very difficult to do that.
True.
Um, and we did it for I think the first like maybe 4 or 5 lives. Then we kind of stopped it, and we just kind of forgot about it because Instagram wasn't allowing us to kind of do all
Yeah, it's
that. But
true.
now we're in a new platform where we can actually all our hard work that we used to put in this kinds of stuff back then that wasn't ever seen. Now you guys
Hmm.
can actually see it and appreciate it. So you can go ahead and put it on the thing. Let's share. Let's
And
share.
the other thing is that like everybody loves hearing about me. Everybody loves hearing about you. But in reality, this year I want to hear about you guys. I want to hear about what you guys are doing in the realm of collecting, right? Because uh, I get old. Portland Pete gets old. She's bored. I met her. I've known her literally all my life. I know all the stories. Okay, so let's go ahead and
And
try.
by the way, Pee Wee, I think Pee Wee knows. It's a cute blouse. Thank you. It's from Ginchi. Good Sun Orange.
Oh, I
Crystal
see.
Store.
Now you are getting a little bit of lag.
Oh,
So
sorry. Okay.
let's
It's
go
all
ahead and
good. It's
start
all
sharing
good.
the screen. Without further ado, let's go ahead and show you what we have planned for this year. Welcome to Toy Tangent's Fun Day Initiative. Cue and clap sounds. Um, so
And honestly,
go ahead. Go ahead, explain it.
no, so honestly, like fun days. Fun days is something that Mighty Max would often try to. It was like his cop out for not being ready for like a birthday or not being ready for like someone's special celebration of something. So he's like, I didn't buy you a gift. I have planned this, which like he hadn't even planned it. He was like, a fun day. Let's just plan a fun day. And I was like, that's not a gift.
It was true. It was like, oh, did you give my mom a present? Like, no, I want to give my mom a fun day. Did you give our cousin Ray a present? Like, no, I'm gonna give him a fun day. And she's definitely right. It was my cop out to not buying a present. But as we aged, this became kind of a joke, an inside joke, because the more and more we accumulate and we buy, the more we treasure fun days together. Like,
Yeah.
so we're like, you know what? One of the best things that came out of that review of 2023 that we did a few episodes ago, um, was the fact that the things we had so much for, like, we had so much excitement for, were those events that we spent the day together, that fun we had on that day. So we're like, you know what? I was onto something. I was a genius without knowing it.
But that's the thing, like when you're young, you don't want a fun day. You want
And
a short. But
when you
yes,
live together, you're like,
exactly. You're like, I
yeah,
see you every day. It's not fun. But
yeah.
now that we live apart, a day together is a fun day.
So, and the other thing is, you will see some stickers here that we create, and these are going to be originals,
Not
right?
really. Well, at
Well,
least the Barbie ones and the Harajuku one are their own logos.
the Comic Con and the Thrift Furby, they're the ones for this month, right? Now, I am going to make them into true stickers, and I'm going to send them out to our viewers as a reward, or as an incentive, or as a thank you for staying with us for so long. And we're going to change stickers every single month. So we're going to have themed stickers for our merch store, so to speak.
Oh
So
my.
sneaky peeky is my idea.
I
All
know,
right,
guys, this is news to me. So I'm like, oh my, I got to get creative now.
exactly. All right. And by the way, Porcelain Pig has a brand new laptop that she's reluctant to turn to connect. She
I'm
has the
actually,
ability to create so much.
I'm actually using it as a stand for my light right now. The future is scary, friends.
All right. So, what is the Fun Day Initiative? Like, while we explain the title, the Fun Day Initiative is, we are going to essentially share with you all the events that are happening in a month here in Los Angeles or greater Los Angeles area, right? Now, there are a multitude of events, and for us to be able to kind of put them all together in one calendar is challenging. There are things that we will miss. So if you know something that it's not included in the calendar, definitely let us know so that we can update it, because we will refer to it every single week. So every Saturday we'll be like, all right, this is what's going on. What are you doing? This is what's going on. What are you doing?
Yeah, and
Okay.
like based on the events that are happening that weekend, that's when we'll go more into it. So like every time we visit it, like moving up forward, like next weekend, we're pretty much going to talk about the events that are happening that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some of the events that are going to be happening like earlier on, we do have slides that you can kind of like screenshot or kind of stop the
Yep.
video and
Yep.
just look at it. So you kind of get the info because some of them will happen as the live is going on. So we do have those little FYIs
Yeah.
in this Saturday's live as well.
Because the other thing is that the possibilities, right? Sometimes, like, you get bored of just buying all the toys and you want to get the one signed, right? Meeting somebody new is just like, whoa, super cool. So we're starting off 2024, hitting the ground running, trying to meet as many people, trying to create as many experiences as possible. So here we go. Today, January the 13th, because we started this a week later, so which means that we completely destroyed 1 week.
That's okay. That's okay. Because you know what? It was the 10th. You know, January 10th just happened. So
Right.
we had to fix our New Year's resolution, and this was one of them. And it's okay. You know, we start.
Five. Like, good.
Remember
Oh,
everybody.
yep.
Yeah,
Oh, there we go. You're back. You're back. You're back.
okay. Remember everybody that January 10th is pretty much the day where New Year's resolutions truly start. I don't know if that's the rule, but that's what we say here.
Yes, yes, yes. I modified it right at the nick of time, and I said I don't have to buy new Hot Wheels. I can't, but I could buy vintage. I was like, whew.
Ooh, and I have an update on mine, but we'll get to that.
Okay, we'll get to that. But so today, January the 13th, what is going on around Los Angeles? What are things that you can actually take part of? Now, definitely the MVP for this month is going to be Toy Depot. Toy Depot is creating so many different amazing opportunities, and this is in the Whittier location, right? But we also have Golden Apple, who is not far behind. This is where we met Kevin Eastman, right? Which means that they have like some big names come in to their store and do
Yeah, the
very
thing,
fair
yeah,
events.
the thing with Golden Apple is that since they've been there for so long, and they were
Yeah.
like they have such a strong history in LA, they're able to call some of the bigger names because of their
Mhm.
longevity, and because like a lot of the people that they have in their team
Yeah.
are willing to like push and reach out and reach out. And I noticed this when I went to a Gargoyles event last year over here in Earth.
Hmm.
I think it's Earth 2 Comics,
Yeah.
and one of their members was there already kind of reeling in this person to come over to Golden Apple and to also do some private signings. I was like, whoa, you guys are like on it.
Yeah, no, then that's honestly why they stay the way they are. They move location, but it seems that they got better when they did. It's crazy. Now, the other thing that this allows us to do is allows to inform you guys where all the thrifts are going to be, right? Where are all the opportunities to do flea markets, etc. This time around, Thrifting Furby tells us that there is not going to be PCC flea, meaning the Pasadena Community College flea. There is no flea this
Month.
January. We have to wait until February to go.
Yeah, and I'll be going in the February one. It'll be my very first time going to the PCC
Yes,
Flea. I always see that I'm missing out all these goodies, and then my Max Toys always finds like first when he goes, and it's honestly one of the flea markets that's closest to me.
and
So I'm like,
it's so
why am I
chill and so
missing it?
big. So chill and so big, honestly. Like it's crazy. Like I lost Pee Wee and Crystal when we went like several times before I go. It's like where are they? It's huge.
And you know what's so fun about going to like flea markets and finding friends from like the toy community is that like you're walking by and you're like, a friend, and then you're like, oh, I'll lose my friend. Bye, have a good day, and then you find them again. It's like, hey, and but now you have a lot of bags and a lot of treasures that you find.
No, and that when we did that, the PCC fleet, we were like, "Are you gonna take that? No, okay, you take it. Are you gonna take it? No, no, no." It's like it was like the tag team is so good. But let's go ahead and talk about the events that are going on this weekend, right? For example, you guys should, if you want an autograph for Ray Park, who played Darth Maul, Toad, right, in X-Men, as well as Snake Eyes in Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe. You should head over to I was gonna say Home Depot. No, Toy Depot in Whittier. You probably find them in Home Depot too, but
By
it'll
the
be more.
way, a Mighty Max had, I just had to bring this in. Mighty Max had the opportunity of owning something from the G.I. Joe movie, but he gave up too soon.
Dude, like it could have been a sock.
Yeah, but you could have owned it. And it was in the movie.
It was okay. We'll talk about that tangent in a bit, but let's go ahead and talk about Toy Depot because literally this is happening today. So if you want to
Ooh,
get a spot and you want to meet this guy, right, you should definitely go. Now Ray Park has had a amazing track record when it comes to movies, and he is Darth Maul. That's pretty much all you need.
exactly. I'm like, I really think you should have just left out X-Men. It's not
I know,
necessary.
but the fact that he's on in all of these franchises, like it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now I was looking like desperately. I was like, what can I get him to sign? But then I was like, okay, I really don't have anything for him to sign for me. But then I
Yes.
remember. Do you remember when we were kids and the Phantom Menace came out that I had a shirt with Darth
Yes.
Maul?
Because okay, so Mighty Mike's always had this '90s like amazing Darth Maul shirt, and the reason why I like that shirt is because whatever shirt Mighty Mike's outgrew, I would keep. So I
Yep.
got to wear that shirt too.
Yes. Now the interesting thing is, what is the faith of all T-shirts in a Hispanic household?
They become mobs.
They become mop. So I was just like, why is my T-shirt now mopping the ground? And then the thing is that your mom makes you mop the floor, which
With
means
your
that you need to
T-shirt.
with your T-shirts, like use it. Like,
Oh my
and
god! I think go go.
I remember Kike, our cousin, who had so many cool shirts. Mama Selena had the best mops. Like, so many
Tell me
vintage
about it.
items just sacrificed to the
Destroy.
mop. Yeah.
Yes, I remember when my dad brought me this Trunks, like Dragon Ball Z Trunks T-shirt, and I loved it. It was my favorite, but somehow it got like a bleach stain or something, and it got turned into a mop, and I was the saddest person in the world.
Yes, so I was like, you know what? This opened up wounds, so I'm not gonna go. But if you do want to go, definitely head over to Toy Depot in Whittier. Not only will you find amazing toys and the nicest guys to kind of manage the store, but you get a nice little signature, an opportunity photo op, right? These guys are amazing. Definitely go check them out. And park on the street. Do not park in that freaking terrible parking lot.
It's like on an incline. It's all weird. Like last time I couldn't figure
No,
out. So I was like, I'm gonna go
it
park in the
has too
street.
many. Okay, it has too many spots in a small place. Ugh.
It's like somebody was playing Tetris with cars and they're like, this many fit. I'm like, no, they
Yes,
don't.
yes.
No, they don't.
Yeah, like they do fit, but if only if you drop them, like not they can't back out or back or I don't know.
Yeah, there's
No,
always traffic in the parking spot. So if you guys want to avoid it, just park in the residential area. Just be careful.
yeah, yep, yep. So the next thing is something that was new to me, and I learned from a one of the artists I follow on Instagram. She made the trek all the way from Oregon to Pomona, the Pomona Fairplex, where Anime Impulse is going on. Now, Anime Impulse is a anime expo small version. Okay, so if you're into anime, if you want to collect those SHF, Monster Arts, Dragon Ball Z, definitely this is a good place to get them. And I would research to see if there's any figures that are there at discounted prices because some of these imports, sometimes the limiting factor is shipping.
Yeah.
But when they're already there, no
When
shipping.
in Rome. I'm like, when in Rome,
Exactly.
pick him up.
Now, I don't think I will be going to the Pomona Fairplex for this. It's a little bit too, you know, too committed. Like I already went to an expo. You have to give yourself a little break.
For me, I don't think I've ever been to an anime expo. And
Only outside. Remember, we went to
yeah,
take pictures of the cosplayers.
yeah, only outside, like when we were like in high school or something. And
Indeed.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, yeah, same. I went to the LA Comic Con and it was a great experience. Picked up some really cool things, but have not found anything that really pulls me. But if you want to go, if you want to get into your anime, get some like Japanese snacks, definitely a good place to go.
Next.
Now, this one threw me for a loop. This is happening in Golden Apple, which is here in SmackDown Melrose, LA. This is Jeff Victor. And at the beginning, I was just like, I don't know this guy. But you do. Because his work has been inescapable for forever. He is a designer, not of his own the comic book characters, right? And a writer for his comic book, but he also designs Funko Pops. Like this Harley Quinn one. And I'm like, oh my God, you are responsible for this. Like,
So I so you know that the like we don't we're letting you know about these events. It's okay if you don't go. just just know that it's gonna be really busy around Golden Apple with a lot of people trying to get their Funko signed. So
yeah, because at the beginning I was like, oh, it's not going to be that big of an event. But then I was like, wait a minute, he's a designer. And definitely go see his work, right? And this is not me, not us hating on Funkos, right?
I
Uh,
am.
Jeff Victor Art, check him out on Instagram. He is very proud of his art, as he should be, and he designs and stuff like that. But now I'm trying to find in the only Funko Pop I own inbox if the name of the artist is anywhere here.
I
You
don't
know,
know. I honestly haven't looked. I have a few Funkos myself, but they're usually like I have the My Pet Monster Funko, the Furby Funko. I don't think I have my Troll Funko yet, but I know I have a few others, but they're mainly like critters. And I've been trying not to get into Funkos, most of these people ones, because to me they're not as interesting. But I don't think they have the name of the designer in
no, I
them.
don't think they
It's kind of
do.
like the Hot Wheels that don't have the name of the person who designed them. But like if you're in the know, you know, and we're not in the
Indeed.
know, so we didn't know. But now you guys know because
So if you
this
want
one
to
over
get some
here did
Funkos
some work.
signed and have an excuse to keep them in box, head it over to Golden Apple right now. Start making line because this guy's going to be there at 1 p.m. It is now 10:19. What are you doing
Oh
listening
yeah,
to our podcast? Drive off.
I'm like
Catch
you can listen to us on your phone. Let's go. If you're gonna go, go now, but do not log off.
it.
Stay with us.
And the good thing about checking his Instagram is that you can see which ones he's actually worked on, which means that if you have those, like he made the entire Harley Quinn version, so like you, of course, you have some. Um, yeah, go ahead and get him signed. I'm pretty sure that he's a pretty cool dude. He looks like he's again very proud of his art, and I'm very happy to see that. Yeah, it's not for me, but if it's for you, dude, improve your collection. Absolutely.
Yeah, go for it.
Now, this concludes pretty much the events that are happening this weekend or Elude. No, Sunday. We
Oh,
have Rose Bowl, the Free Appraisal Antiques and Collectibles presents. What are they this called? They call this one the Rose Bowl Flea Market. There you go. And Porcelain Pig has not gone to this one.
no, it intimidates me because it's so big. I get so scared. I'm like,
You know, go
I've
ahead.
seen so many videos of people going, and I lived through them. I was like, I always see Alexa Sunshine 83 going
Mhm.
to like hunt for like Disney overalls at the flea at the Rose Bowl. I watch Pee Wee's and Crystal stories, and I'm like, that's nice. I see INS like they go bend there sometimes. I'm
They
like,
do.
oh, it looks nice in there, but I'm just so scared because it's so big.
It is huge. And the thing is that you have to walk a lot. Probably out of all the flea markets we've been, this is the one that you have to walk the most. And you also have to walk uphill,
Which
you
is
know?
okay. Like I have nothing against walking. I really like I don't mind that. It's just like I get overwhelmed when the parking lot is huge and then the inside of the place is huger and it's just really crowded. So I'm like, I want to be able to go this year, and that's one of the things I told my spouse. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna find a day, and we have to go like right now where it's nice and cold, not
Yes.
when it's hot because summer, no thank you. We're gonna roast. So I'm like,
Yes.
okay.
I went during the summer and it was not ideal unless you go early, 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 early morning, you know?
Yeah. See, and Bambi Raptor, have you been? She says the Rose Bowl is so big. I know. I'm kind of scared of it, but I'm down to go.
The thing is that in the Rose Bowl, and anybody who's been there to get definitely chime in what is their experience. Leave it in the comments or put it right now. The how much you have to walk equates to how much time you spend there, and because going to the flea market is not just going around it. It's like you go and stop, go and stop, go and stop and look, stop and look, stop and look, and all of that becomes like a 2 hour endeavor. 3 hour, 4 hours. Like it's just wild sometimes. So you got to be a seasoned, you know, um, flea market attender, patron, thrifter. In
Yeah,
order for
like
you to actually,
you gotta know you're gonna be there for a couple of hours.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to be planned for that. And to this date, I don't know anywhere in Pasadena that serves like that's like a cool restaurant type of deal. So like when we go, we're like, I don't even know where to go after this, you know. And
Yeah, but I'm
Matthew
ready.
Raptors
I'm ready. Go go go.
Gambit Episodes, I have been a few times. My first time was in NS. Oh,
And
an
sing
NSYNC
concert.
concert. Oh my God. I'm envious. I love NSYNC. That's
I
one thing you
remember
guys
like
didn't know.
when the Max loves
I,
and sing. Um,
I love boy band.
I remember there was this one time where I think Eminem and Rihanna were gonna be there, and you could hear them practicing.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes, we were working in a house that was up the hill from the Rose Bowl. And as we were working on the house, uh, we could hear Eminem rehearsing. So it was just like we got this little concert. It was so cool because again, it's smack dab in this middle of this residential neighborhood. I imagine that the Greek theater is similar. You know.
Yeah, in the Greek theater, you can pretty much if you go up the hill, like on the back of the hike, you can
Hmm.
pretty much get a view. I That's how I went to watch 21 Pilots. I was up in the hill, and I was like, "Yay, free seats!" And I can hear it just fine. I can't see you very well, but I can hear you.
Yeah. So the Rose Bowl is happening this weekend. So if you want to go on Sunday, $12 when you pay online, and definitely buy your tickets ahead of time because when you're there, the poor attendees get frazzled, and the not attendees, the people at the door, they get frazzled, and they are They're like, you have to buy online. Like, uh, we can't sell you anything right now, but can you log in? And it's just annoying. So
Oh, okay. So always do it like before going. That's good to know.
always do it before going,
So
because
plan before you
otherwise
go.
you're gonna have a bad
And
time at the beginning.
may I recommend a telescopic chair if you get
Mhm.
tired of walking? Because um I that was one of my Christmas gifts this year. My spouse bought me my own telescopic chair. He's like, we're serious about our thrifting this year and our flea markets and just our outings. And I was like, okay. So we took it down to Little Tokyo the last time I was there. And I got so many compliments. People are like, I love your purse. I'm like, it's not a purse, it's a chair.
It's a chair. And by the way, we have a comment as well that we need to highlight.
I did. I love
Yeah, a
it.
long time listener. She's been listening to us ever since we were 0 years old.
Yeah. Because she's
She's
our
our mom.
mommy.
In any case, I think. All right, since my mom is here, I kind of want to take my mom and my dad to the Rose Bowl because it's a nice
I
walk.
know.
So I'll make the call to see if they want to go. But
Oh, nice.
this pretty much concludes the events that are going on this weekend. And by the way, if you guys tuned in a little bit late, we are doing this calendar of events at the beginning of every show to kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on around the community. Definitely go back to hear our thoughts on each one. And this weekend, we have Golden Apple, get to meet uh, Jeff Victor. We also have Anime Impulse in the Pomona Fairplex. We have Ray Park going on at Toy Depot in Whittier, who is signing, getting autographs, getting pictures, and all that. Definitely go next. Go if you are interested. Next weekend, we're going to have, again, Toy Depot has a class, and we won't touch upon these with too much time. We will just mention them
Yeah.
because we
We'll
will
just like,
swing back
yeah, we'll
around
just
next
show
week.
them up. We'll just show them up so you know the times and dates. So we'll just kind of go over the times for the events since they're happening next weekend, just so you know. And then we'll kind of go more into detail next weekend.
Yes.
So go ahead with Toy Depot and we'll continue.
Yeah, so Toy Depot, January 20th from 9 to 11. We actually have a class. So it's not a just buy the toys, come spend money, but learn a new skill, which is kind of cool. We also have, oh my God, take this one away. What's going on?
So we have the All American Collector Show on the 19th and the 20th. So you have your early access on the 19th if you want to go. And it's going to be going on from 10 a.m., from 11 a.m. to 4 on Friday, and from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday. I will be there on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4. So I think, I don't know about our live, if how it's going to work next week. Um, just stay
We can
tuned for
pre
that.
record it. We can pre
We
record
might
it.
we might just record it like a day earlier to make sure you guys get the info, but we will be there. Both
For
Mighty
sure.
Max Stores and I are gonna be shopping at this event. And I'm saying shopping because I will be shopping. And that's on January 20th. If you did not catch the Barbie truck last year, it's coming back around. The loop is coming back and it's gonna be in Torrance from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
My neck of the woods. So if you want to come visit me, let me know. I'll stop by the Barbie truck, say hello, take pictures.
But
And I'll
after the
take,
collector show.
yeah, and I'll take my Barbie. Hell, I got my own.
That's true. Max has got his own Barbies. And also January 20th to 21st, we have a couple of Harajuku Day events. So Harajuku Day is going to be happening on January 20th. And then we have the J Fashion Swap Meet to start the year with a new wardrobe. So if you have any J Fashion inspired items and you would like to do a swap, a trade, or a donation, I encourage you guys to go on the 21st. But if you just want to display your super cute J Fashion inspired outfit or alternative fashion like fairy core or clown core, any of that, January 20th is the day.
And Snacks is going to be there. I received a message earlier. Snacks not here with today with us. He's gone shopping because he wants to attend this. So he will be there for you. So if you want to have a photo op with Snacks, definitely stop by.
And which day will snacks be there? Will be Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday
Saturday? Okay,
or
because
Sunday, depending.
okay, I'll be there on Sunday.
Okay, we'll be there on Sunday as well.
Okay.
And legend has it that if you go to Little Tokyo any time of the day, anywhere, any time of the year, and you lift a rock, you may find Pornsel the Piggy. She's like, wait.
I might be like Sasquatch. What?
No. The next thing that's happening on the 27th, towards the end of the month, is another signing at Golden Apple. Jeff Johns, Mayat Sutku. I'm not sure if I'm butchering your name. I'm sorry. And Lamont Mage. So these guys are creating their own comic book for Image, the Ghost Machine. But if you've been in comic books long enough, you know Jeff Jones is also the writer for Green Lantern, Blackest Night, and a whole bunch of other titles. So if you want to get those signs, good opportunity. We'll touch base upon this next time as well.
Yeah, this is like far in the future.
Yes, and then the 28th, again, closer to the year, we have Pasadena Comic Con. So there may not be a Pasadena Community College flea this month, but we do have Comic Con. And you have some opportunities to get, to go visit your favorite vendors or get some autographs, get some pictures, especially if you want to get a picture with Thing. Literally only the actor whose hand Thing was, which is weird, but okay.
But you gotta be so expressive as a hand. It's like he did so much.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is like he had probably one of the most screen time.
Yeah.
And it will be funny to see Thing sign something.
You can record it. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. But if the lady that held the apple for the cover of the book of Twilight was doing signing, she's like, I'm the hand model that was holding the apple. You literally did nothing but hold the apple,
I know, you're right.
I'm like, the actor for a Thing needs to get some recognition.
And then towards the very, very tail end of January 28th, the competing events, we have Torrance Antique Street Fair. So here in my neck of the woods, we have the Antique Fair. This is a very, very low, kind of like very low vibe type of very small flea that gets some pretty cool pieces every now and then. I do have to say, and every now and then, yours truly vents there as well. So those are the events for January. Let us know in the comments which ones you guys are interested in, right? Even if you don't attend to, which ones are you interested in? Which ones do you like? Okay, and
and which ones are you going to that we haven't included?
Yes, indeed, absolutely. Like if we miss them, let us know, because you know what? You make this calendar even better. Okay, now can we breathe and transition to the next?
Yes. So moving on, we'll go and hit up some toy news of the week. Not only toy news of like what's new, but also like what are some of the highlights that we have seen so far within like our feeds. So Mighty Max Toys will take this away.
These are our tangents, to stay true to our show name, Toy Tangents. You never know.
They're like organized.
Yeah. It is more organized, but it's probably just so that we don't have to like stay here for 6 hours, because we got to go thrift, because somebody has been flexing like, oh, thrift.
We'll get to that. Like it paces me because I'm like, I have stories, I have things to say, but it will pace me.
Now, what was spoiled for me was my shelf of DC Multiverse. And you know what? So this week, McFarlane decided, hey, January is a great time to start New Year with an amazing, absolutely amazing wave based on Crisis of Infinite Earths. Now, this is a book I picked up last time I was in Whittier. And I've been reading it faithfully every single week and looking forward to every chapter because I've been savoring it. I'm not just sitting down and just finishing it. And this comic book is instrumental, for the entire mythos of DC Comics. And suddenly, I have organized tangents at work. Definitely, that's how you have to do it. And they created some amazing figures for this, including that beautiful, beautiful Spectre, this green guy right here. Oh, it looks so good. I couldn't care about anybody else. Only the Superman, the perfect body. I think you finally got the body right. And that is a cloth good wired cape. The face is
I think that's the reason why I think that's the reason why he increased the prices because he was like, you know, it took me so many tries to get the Superman right. Let me hike it up for all the fails and didn't make any money.
Yeah, but now the fact that they're each $39, it's a bit of a punch in the face because you're like, oh my god. I was going, and I told Sports and the Piggy, like, I was going to order them, and I slammed the brakes when I saw the price. Yes.
I do have a question. So, is this just for the gold line, for the gold label, or are all his figures gonna be now 29.99?
So everybody in the toy community has been up in arms about this. So everybody's been sending emails and like comments to McFarlane, Toy Store McFarlane himself, and they issued a statement,
Hmm.
and they said, and you can go back to the Daily Rewind with Robo, and Robo don't knows. Uh, he actually goes into a lot more depth, and essentially is we can do what we want. Like these are new.
Oh.
These are low quantity. They were never meant for retail. These are low quantities. You can only get it with us, and they have some unique pieces. Consequently, $4. You're not gonna see them anywhere else. That's it.
Wow.
But
So
that
these are
doesn't
not
mean
gonna be available at Target or anything like
nope,
that?
nope. Only in
Oh,
McFarlane. But then the thing
okay.
is that he's done that before. Like he's done that before with other figures for cheaper. And they said like this may not reflect the price of all the products in the future, which means that we
Okay.
still will get cheaper figures that are at retail, but at the same time the May is a little
Hmm.
maybe you'll get like 10 over throughout the year and then you get so many more for 40, so it's just kind of like I don't know where it's going
Hmm.
you know
I wonder if it has to do with. Okay, I kind of want to look into. I'm gonna snoop because I like the cheese. I'm a chismosa, so I want to snoop to see what were um, the profit margins when it came to outsourcing to like selling through Target or secondary shops. Because if that was an issue, because we always saw that things would be hitting like clearance, like super
Mhm.
low, like is that an issue that like maybe Target's not requesting follow-ups as much as last year because the movement of the product was not as fast or as as the demand was not there, that they have like decided to just sell primarily on their shop and that's why
No,
like increase the
I.
prices.
So that's some people. That's one of the things that people are kind of hypothesizing or just kind of saying like, "Hey, this happened." That this was supposed to go to Target. It was supposed to be like the year-long release, but Target said, "No, no, no, we don't want it." So they're trying to recoup the losses by putting it in the toy store. But we don't know, and that's kind of a bummer, you know, because these are great characters, and I know Harbinger is coming, and this character, like, it's actually pretty cool. It's very like niche to that storyline and that storyline alone. But I don't know, like it's just so cool, and I really want them to do more female figures so they get more experience, so they can give us Zatanna,
Yes, I really good Tana.
a really good Zatanna with actual leggings and tights. Now, the other thing I like about this is that it's one of these influential comic books, and it was written by George Perez or Perez, which means it's like it's an opportunity that somebody of colors came in and was like, hey, I'm gonna do something, and it just became this huge event. So I'm like, it's cool, Hispanic pride type of deal. I was like, I want all the figures, but then honestly I stopped. I'm not buying anyone. But did you know the Spectre sold out already?
I bet because it's like kind of bittersweet for me right now that I'm thinking about it because I'm like, okay, like I understand that it's upsetting that the price is 39.99,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody else is making these figures to this. Like his figures are not perfect, but nobody
Mm-hmm.
else is taking the time to make all these niche figures
Yeah.
from all these comics. So at the end of the day, it's kind of like if this was a figure that was released by a third party provider that was like very small and it was like 120, would you pull the trigger? Or would it be like $50 and would you buy it? Or if it was still that 39.99, would you still buy it? Because you're like, nobody else is making it. It's you might not get another release.
It's true. And you know what? Like, people were saying it, like Psycho Pirate, this guy in the red. The last time he
Hmm.
was in figure form was in DC direct. Over 10 years ago, the Spectre. The last time he was in figures was over 10 years ago. Monitor, geez, he was a build a figure or a collect and connect. So there is that. All right, these figures are super niche. You may get it, and I'm kind of convincing myself to go buy them, but then no.
Yeah, because for me, I'm like, I see it. I'm like, honestly, if like if I really if he would go ahead and make a Sandman figure from DC Comics, I'll and the price would be 39.99. I'll buy it because I'm like, I know he doesn't get that many figures,
Yeah,
and whether he's gonna be able to redo it, and I'm sure it's gonna sell out, and I'm not sure it's gonna be available later. I'm like, you know what, thirty
yeah.
nine ninety nine is not too bad for what it could be if you're getting it from like a smaller provider. So
Enabling at its best.
you're welcome.
But you know what? It's true, and I don't judge you poorly if you bought it. Hell, dude, this is if Psycho Pirate and the Spectre are like your favorite characters and you want them, bite the bullet, take it. That's fine. You want the figures, and I guarantee they're going to be fun. Because that's the thing about McFarlane figures. They may not look good, like you said, but they're fun. You know, there's a reason why they're here side by side with Marvel Legends. They're fun figures. Now, that's kind of a disappointing part. But
But
early this year, I got into reading G.I. Joe because I went to Jeffrey's comic, IRP, RIP, so it's pretty much gone now. And I was going through all the comic books they had for 75% off, and they had G.I. Joe comic books. And I was like, you know what? Let's give it a chance. Let's read them. And I grabbed like four, right? And then I read them and I was like, I need to fill in the gaps. I need to know what happened. And these figures, these comic books, were published in 1987, the year I was born. And I'm like, oh no, how am I gonna find it? Um, Fast forward, New Year's Day, um, I go to Pasadena, and in Pasadena they have a comic book shop. You know, Metro comic book shop. Amazing. Flipping through the boxes, knowing what I was looking for, GI Joe. I find the gaps, and I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And I vividly told my wife, like, I found them, and she's like, no way. It's like, yeah. And I pulled all the numbers I was missing for that storyline, brought them home, finished the story, and I was like, oh my god, it's like reading Top Gun, the last Top Gun happened. Now, why is it this good? Turns out that these comic books were actually written by the guy who wrote the file cards of GI Joe, Larry Hama. Now, this guy's a legend. He created GI Joes, not just the names, but who they were, where they were born, what specialists they had, what are their families, the depth in which she went into it. I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. Like, how can there be so much detail about this character that never existed before? And turns out that Larry Hamill actually served in the military.
oh,
So he himself has had exposure to that sort of life, and it shines. He was an 18th Engineer Brigade in the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Okay, and he was in the Vietnam War. So exactly,
but like,
knowing what it is to be there, it is half the battle. Bambi Raptor, oh my god, I love you. That's amazing. And it shows this story right here that I'm featuring. It's about a POW camp, right? Prisoners of war. You have Stalker, Snow Job, and Quick Kick, who Snow Job never takes off his coat. Quick Kick never puts shoes on. But you know what? they are the toys that you have in a story, and you don't even think about the fact that Quick Geek is always, shirtless. It always has his bandana with the ninja stars, even though he's technically a prisoner. Right? He shouldn't have weapons, right? But he still has them. Uh, and one of them, Outback, leaves them behind under orders from Stalker,
Oh,
which is the highest ranking officer in that mission, right? And Outback returns, and all the rest of the Joes shun him. They're like, "How could you leave him behind? Like, how could you leave the boys behind?" And then he feels bad, And then the other guys are prisoners for months, because the story takes a turn in which, like, the amazing thing is that he has like three different stories going on at the same time. A
oh
satellite
wow.
thing, and it gives you the like that thing of just like, oh yeah, these three soldiers are POWs and they're not a priority. And you're like,
No, you're like, no, I see their struggles. Oh my gosh, that's so good because, like,
yeah,
he like his personal experience of, like, the war has many friends and many things are happening, and you're kind of getting that into all the comics, and that's amazing. I'm
yeah,
curious to read them now, and the thing is, like, a Mighty Max toys, although they're toys that came out when he was born, he was literally a baby when all this stuff was going on. He was
yeah,
never really into it growing up. GI Joe is something that he got into as an adult, and I think this is the first time that you show like interest on their actual little bio cards and their story.
and you know what? This has like, okay, now I understand why people are so like. I love the toys. I have literally over 20 right here, but I got it because of the show. But oh my god, the story that this man has for each one, and that he has this his philosophy for writing is, I never know where the story is going to go. I don't
Ooh.
know the end of the story when I start writing it. So it evolved naturally, and I'm like, oh my god, this story is so good. And I'll let you borrow them, because it
Okay.
is truly a very exciting read.
Ooh.
Um, and the thing is that now I'm like, okay, so DC Multiverse, they're increasing the price, but I have a new passion, in the sense of like, oh, I have new inspiration, right, for all these pictures that I take. Like, oh, now I know like a little bit more of the story for these guys, and I can really get into it. So it doesn't hurt me to say, I'm not going to collect this anymore because of the price. I'm going to collect this other thing instead. I'm going to focus, you know?
And we do have a comment from Barbara Raptor. She says that she thinks it's cool to have like a story with a toy line and comic books to back it up. And that writer is a good storyteller. If he's able to hook
Definitely,
you.
definitely. And I went to my local comic book shop this week, as you guys all should, because honestly, they have become like, when every time we go to go and trip anywhere, they're like the beacons, like the areas, the safe houses, so to speak, anywhere in the world where we can just kind of be ourselves. It's weird. Take a break, take a breather. Uh, Boom! New Cobra Commander coming out. This is part of the
Ooh,
revival of this franchise, so I'll be taking a look. He's already on my pool list, right? So
nice.
hopefully, have some more. Hopefully, it lives up to the expectation. Now that I have such huge expectations.
It's such good hype for it. But wait, go back to the other slide you had before we move forward. Because at the end of the slides that we do have, you'll see that I created one that's literally just propaganda for myself because I thought that this was that. I thought Max was like, look at my photos and follow me. I thought he was gonna end his section with that. So I was like, I want one too.
No, but now you saw why I put it, right?
Yeah, because we literally just started building it and not talking to each other about it. So it'll be a surprise and we'll kind of like have legit reactions over here. So when he's sharing with you, he's also sharing with me, like we naturally and normally do. So I was like, oh, I'm like, I kind of have sneak peeks of what's going on, but I didn't know what this one was going to be about. So I was like, this man just like plugging his stuff. Let me plug mine too.
See now how you feel. See, this is how my students feel. They're like, I don't know why this is there. And I'm like,
Now you know.
anyways, let's
Okay, so we
continue.
move on into January. So, January, like last year, one of the biggest disappointments for me was a Furby rollout because there was nothing being rolled out. They kept saying, oh, keep an eye for more pop up events. You had one pop up event that was like very half booty made, like it was half a cheek, it was not the full butt. So I'm like, why?
Way to put
Why
it.
do you do this? Sorry. Like, why do you do this to me? I'm like, Furby has been like, I've been obsessing with Furby since like 1998. Since 1999, I've been like, I was like, Furbies. They have been my drive, and I'm like, this is the time to shine, and they didn't do anything. But recently, a Furby fanatic posted this information like they may be releasing this. Not sure if in the states or not, because for some reason they just don't want to release anything here in the U.S. They're gonna be releasing all this like Furby merch.
Mhm.
From most of it is just like stickers on musical instruments, which is such a cop out because I'm like,
It really is. It looks like the bootleg things you would find at random. Like, oh, by the but what's hot right now? Oh, Avengers. Oh, just stick Avengers on a
on
Pokemon.
anything.
There, call it a day.
Exactly.
You
Oh,
know.
see, like, and Bambi Raptor does have a comment. She says the same with ponies; they're disappearing, and she's getting disappointed with the G5. Yeah, like I feel like the G5 merch is not that great, and I know like there was like a sneaky peeky that there was gonna be like Equestria girl style dolls from the G5. I don't know if that ever happened, but I was curious about those. Um,
Yeah.
but
And besides,
that
uh, Porcelain Pig has something about the fact that nobody wants ponies so much so that she got rid of
stop it. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I will be collecting some of these items, and that is like the Furby shaped like boom box thing,
them.
karaoke machine.
This thing,
I
this
will be.
adorable
I'll,
thing.
yeah, so I'll be totally buying that. And if you go to the next slide,
But
so
here's the other thing before we move on here.
oh no no no, don't
Some
worry, you'll have space to talk.
some of these things are going to be so mundane that they're going to be on the thrift all the time.
Exactly. So if you move on to the next slide, I am here because I'm just letting you guys know that I'm starting a band. I I call drums because I am no singer, but I do call drums. If you guys are interested in joining my Furby band and giving me an excuse to buy all these Furby instruments, please let me know in the comments down below. What instrument would you take? And if that
Watch,
piano for some reason has like Furby noises, I'm buying it.
watch. Like next year, we're gonna see this new, like Sonic Underground, but Furby's Underground, and they're all they all play instruments somehow.
Yeah. So if call an instrument now, first call in the comments gets dibs on the instrument, guys. And we're all
Yeah,
gonna get matching Furby headbands. Don't worry.
I do. I think I'm gonna get. I have deluded myself with the fact that I can sing, but I can't. So I think I will go with the Spanish guitar.
But you don't know how to play guitar. If you want to sing at the mic.
Okay, you know what? I'll get the mic that says Furby and it has a phone stand for it.
Heck yeah. See, that way you can keep your lyrics there. They've thought about everything.
Yeah, it's true. I like how all of these things come with a little headband, or at least most of them do.
Yeah, and if they don't worry, I'll make one for us, guys. We're gonna be a
But
great looking band.
you know that the headbands are going to be the one thing to get more than anything else.
Honestly, the headbands don't even look that well made, but we'll see.
Mm.
We'll see what the details, because a lot of these products are just like digital renders. So I'm like, you guys are so lazy. You haven't
Yeah.
even made the the actual physical product. Because like they're having a giveaway in Germany for a Furby chair, and you can tell that's just like 100% digital render. I'm just like, really,
Yeah,
really?
and it just looks. This looks cheap. This
Yeah.
looks cheap. Like somebody somewhere in China, somewhere like, hey, we got all this products. Well, you guys want to put your brand on it? We'll do it. You know, yeah, sure.
Yes. So like as of now, might start a Furby band if I find all of them at the thrift, because I will not be buying them firsthand, or if I find them like at a discount store. So
Absolutely. But
for
honestly, this little like Furby thing, that's worth. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, no, that one's gonna be so hard to find later on. I might also get the Furby mic, and like next time we go live, I'll be like, "Hey guys, this is my new mic."
Oh, you know what? There you go. But get the one with the fur though.
Which one? Which one? Let me see.
This one. This one has fur on it. Fur.
Uh, but I like. Oh, I can wrap the other one in fur. I like. I said.
Or this. Oh, when we do man on the
Yeah.
street.
Oh my gosh, that's the one I want.
Because it has like the Furby logo with the F.
Yeah, like coming in live
Furby is
with Furby news.
coming on with the thrift. You know.
I found a Furby in the wild. Chase him down.
All right. So next is Barbie 2024 Playline. What is this?
So, like, if you follow Barbies and you kind of want some Barbie information, a Plastic Tan is a great account to follow. They're always up to date with everything that is Barbie news, and so they always give us like a sneaky peeky of what's going to happen in 2024 and what are some of the kind of leaks that we're getting about Barbies that are going to be released this year. They have so many, like there's so many. I did not want to bore you guys by putting every single one because there's no photos for any of them yet. It's all just like descriptions and pricing, but I did highlight a few that I like. And I'm like, if you saw my last live where I was getting rid of my Barbies, like I got rid of a Harley Quinn doll, and I actually found another one that I got rid of too, and I put her on my sale. So I got rid of two Harley Quinn Barbies that were like produced by Hasbro from like the Heroes line or whatever. And so I noticed that this year, because of the 85th anniversary of Batman, they're gonna have a Harley Quinn Barbie for $100, and then there's also gonna be a Poison Ivy Barbie. So I
Oh,
hope
these
they
guys,
come in like.
they
Mhm.
may be based on the show.
Yes, I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I don't know what they're gonna be based on, but I'm like, I if they're based on like the show, the comics, I don't know which outfits, but I'm like, I want to see the quality of the cloth goods that they're gonna have, the outfits they're gonna have, the accessories. Now, Barbie's been doing some really great stuff when it comes to that. And now they have the made to move bodies. So I'm looking forward to. I was like, I hope they put them in made to move
Watch
bodies.
it. They're gonna use like the Barbie saves the ocean bodies again. They're
Oh
like, oh, we
God,
got so many of them.
no, no, please
Oh,
don't.
by the way, Harley comes with a monkey.
No. But then they also have like the Barbie signature pop culture series, and that would be the Beatles Yellow Submarine Barbie. That could be like a miss, like a hit or miss, because
Right.
like they're just kind of like made like fashion made based on like sometimes they just have like the prints of the albums and stuff like that. So I really just hope that they go like true like 60s, 70s inspired fashion.
What? Okay. What is? I'm looking at the list here, and I'm sorry I cut
Mm-hmm.
you off. Like, what
No, it's
is
all good. It's all good.
weird Barbie?
We know Wade Barbie from the movie, so she was up for
Oh.
pre-order. Yeah, she was up for pre-order last year, but pretty much the pre-orders are being shipped this year. Like the Ken I Am Kenough,
Okay.
with
Which
the
you have
hoodie doll,
pre-order, right?
which I had pre-ordered because like he looks like Ryan Gosling, and like he's a hottie, hottie. So
And
he's
he's the
gonna.
highlight of the movie. The only reason to
He's
watch the movie.
yes, that's honestly why I really
You,
like the movie,
you know
and I
what?
was
The
like,
Barbie I would have definitely bought
mm-hmm.
because I have a have a prop. If you guys don't know, I think that there is such a thing as the Samverse, where everything in this world is basically made for Sam from Cheers. You know, So- because he has so many roles. Okay, in one role he plays, and this is from he plays like an angel or like an architect for different heavens. And I have this
Mm-hmm.
theory that he creates his own heavens to experiment, human life. And one, he was a bartender, and the other one, he was a mayor because he played the mayor of. So I want the Carla Barbie, who played
Oh,
the creator of Barbie. That would be hilarious because that would be one step closer to getting a. Imagine a Cheers set for Barbie. Come on.
yeah, no, that would be great because the actress who plays Carla was the person who played the creator of Barbie in the movie.
Yeah.
So that's why
Now,
we're like, oh, if they would have made her as a doll, that would have been sick.
swinging it back And that would be a really petite body because she's short.
Yeah, so they have made to move petite bodies, so they can
Yeah,
work
we
with
need to
it.
reappear on Barbie, everybody. Reappear. Let's make.
And then for this year, we're also getting five alternative covers for the Godzilla 70th anniversary comic book. This is going to be a 100-page comic book with like small, like short stories in it. But they
Mhm.
have like this limited edition covers, and I kind of know which one I want. Although, like, it's gonna be hard to get. I know this is gonna be tricky. I don't know what the price is on this one yet, but like if I look back
Uh-huh.
at the Godzilla, what's it called? Enemies or something. The
Mhm.
main ones that they have for like fights or best of Godzilla, best of Mothra. They're usually a little thicker and they go for like around 6.99. So I'm guessing since this was at 100 pages,
Mm.
they might go like maybe 12, 19. Kind of, it's gonna be priced. It's not gonna be a cheap pickup.
The good thing is that they are one shots, so
Yeah,
that means that, okay, so when I bought, I still have them right here. A while back, I said, oh,
I have. There you go. It was the Mighty Max too.
I think my laptop went to sleep, even
Okay,
though
but you're
I'm
good. You're good.
connected to the power.
Okay,
Yeah,
but you're good.
so a few like last year, I think I decided to go to my comic book shop and tell them, oh, can you put Nightwing on my um, pool list and put Nightwing in all the alternative covers. So every time I go, I get like four covers. So it's ridiculous. When the 100th one came out, they had like 12 covers, and I ended up getting all of them,
Oh
and I
shoot!
still and I was still missing one, which was like for what they didn't get it at the store. It was like for a special place, you know.
Ah,
And then I saw it because they had it for like $20, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna get it. So it's definitely worth it to kind of have all of these that look really, really cool. My favorite is the one in the middle. That's the one that is sick. By the way, this is a reference to that conversation we had on the chat. Remember you post that tattoo?
oh yeah.
Like
Oh, but
that's
if you go
not.
to, so these are not all the covers. There's five in total. So if you go to the next slide, you'll see the next two, and from those next two, I'm gonna try to pick up the back. That one.
Ooh,
No,
see
I love the last one. The last one is my favorite because it reminds me of like the Mondo
this one.
posters.
I thought you were gonna get this one, like the
I
artist rendition of the news guys looking at it from the roof.
I know. I'm like, I think it's nice, but I'm like, if I'm gonna chase something, I think I'm gonna do it because, like, okay, so there are always limited edition prints from Mondo, Godzilla posters, and I never get one because they're so pricey. So I'm like, I
Mhm.
think the closest I'll get to that art style would be the last one. So that's why I really want it because this is gonna look great as like a nice little frame print. I love the pops of color, and I like the how like simple it looks.
Okay, my favorite definitely now it's changed. For me, it was the center one,
Uh huh.
and then I just don't think that Godzilla chewing on a train is cool. I don't think so. Like, why would he do that? Like he just like
He
in the new
does.
movie, he never chewed on a train. This one looks bad, like so good. Now, from kaiju to kaiju, let's take a look at
So
SHF Monster Arts.
So, guys, this is your wake up call, and so is mine. So, you guys can go ahead and order the SH Monster Arts Jet Jaguar because he's up for pre order at Big Bad Toy Store. He is $100, so he's going to hurt your wallet, but he's worth it. And then he's going to start shipping on June 2024. And honestly, the most articulation we've ever gotten in like a Jet Jaguar figure has been like what, the 5 points of articulation?
Yeah, the one that's
So
like literally like this, like
and then
running.
like head and no, and his legs don't even move, but we have had some that just have like about 5 points of articulation, but I was like, guys, this is it because you can transform into the flying pose. He has like little light up, and he does have a mini figure of himself, so I'm gonna go put him up for pre-order right after this live. um
The size for him is 6 inch, which means that he's going to be in scale with all the rest.
and that's the thing, remember, he can grow, so that jaguar can hit any size. He can get extremely large, so based on your imagination, he can be as large as you want him to be.
So I'm checking BBTS right now, and yeah, it's 6.3. Yeah, so it's 6 inch scale type of figure. It's pretty much like the SHF. They tend to run a little bit smaller. I suspect the 6.3 is the little like spike he has to. But honestly, the figure looks beautiful. Like the colors just pop. You know,
Yes, he does. I'm like, I think he'll just like upgrade. Like, if you want your shelf to look sick, you just need to add him to it.
and let me
So,
tell and let me
uh-huh.
tell you, I've been tempted by that radio remote control Godzilla because I like the doom, 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 like now Pee Wee says, "What am I missing here?" Let's go to the actual. Let me stop sharing so that we can. Let's see the full solicitation page. Okay, so let's
Okay,
see.
so
Let's let's take a little bit of that. You know,
tangent energy.
tangent energy because Pee Wee called for it. So let's take a look. And Minion.
It's just, it's mini approved.
Okay, so here we go. This is the full solicitation page at BBTS. I went to retailers like Ami. I could not find it, but I'm sure it's there. You have to look through it, to find it. Um, so number one, electronics has light up eyes,
Mhm.
right? This is him without and with the electronics, right?
So he
He
looks
has
so cool. I'm sorry. I love it. I've been waiting for something like this from Jet Jaguar. Oh, he's so
the
good.
thing is that he looks like the guy in the suit,
He
you know?
does. I think they did it perfectly.
Yeah. And then he has alternative hands, right? So you see closed fist and clenched hand. We also have the palms for the ray. Okay, so right here is just movement. Alternative
Flying
head
post.
with the little like thing sticking out. So he has
His
more than one head
antennas.
scope, right? This is the regular head without anything. This is the head with all the antennas because he definitely needs them. And this is what makes it like you honestly can recreate that scene for the movie premiere that of him
When
just kind of
Godzilla
saying
and Jet, yeah, Godzilla and Jet Jaguar just like teaming up. You're like, yes.
yeah, and also you can recreate that scene of the movie premiere where they're just saying hi to like guys in costumes are saying hello to their fans, you
Mhm.
know so you can put like people and him at the end just kind of posing with like there's a lot of
Like,
options here.
there are so many options because you
Eh,
can even make it seem like they are the costume actors, and you can create like a miniature set that they're shooting the film in. So I'm like, that's so sick.
and by the way, I think we kind of converted Pee-wee. Like take a look.
Yes, yes, join us, Pee-wee. Ah, look, he has such a tiny one. He has such a tiny one. Like,
Now
if
the
you want to
question
become
with
the jaguar, you can eat it.
now the question is, will you be painting it?
What do you mean? No, I'll be leaving as is.
Because I guess you can have a small jet jaguar that can kind of like have the transition, because
I
I have like a small atom, right?
uh-huh. I have different
Which
versions and sizes of Jet Jaguar.
oh, okay, you're good. You're sad. You're sad
So I'm
because I have
okay.
things like Ant Man transitioning and growing here with a effect, which are definitely necessary.
Yeah, and then Pee Wee did mention that he likes how it looks like a hand sculpt look of the costume, and yeah, like you
Yeah,
can see like the costume looks like the outfit of Jet Jaguar looks like a costume. And look at that, it's so good. Oh my gosh, I'm
I
dying.
can't
I
wait
need
to
it.
see the pictures you're gonna make with these.
Oh, it's gonna be adorable. He's gonna be riding a tricycle. It's gonna be dumb stuff like that. Him
So
and
yeah,
Manila are gonna be besties.
and the other thing is that when it comes to the SHF monster arts, like with these, right? I gotta say this is an amazing figure of just like a gorilla. You know, to me like these pose and this pose they kind of sell it, but it doesn't have the personality that JJ has. You
It
know?
really doesn't, and that's the thing. Like for me, like I recently got rid of my NECA Godzilla. Not Godzilla. Oh my gosh, my blasphemy. My NECA King Kong, and I was like, yeah, like he was fun. Like he has got, he has like monkey faces, and that's nice. But I'm over it. And it was
Yeah.
disturbing to find him in like my collection when I would
Now,
turn and see. I was like, yeah. But
is this the one that fights against JJ?
mm, yeah, because he's fighting. He's fighting the space monster. So he is because the one where JJ is Godzilla versus Megalon,
Hmm.
and I know Megalon does team up with a Gigan.
Because guess what, you? If you're gonna get JJ, I'll add it to cart right now.
Ooh. Oh my! I will. I will look. I will look to see which one's that the closest to the
It's in
movie
my cart.
accurate.
It's in
Okay.
my cart, and I will buy the Godzilla if that's the one. I will buy the Godzilla, but I will not buy Gigan. Gigan's a jerk.
That's okay. I have a Gigan. He can come fight them.
This is the other one. Or is this the
Mm,
one that fights?
no, no. I believe that's the
That's the first one. It's the first movie.
1964. Yeah, 54. 54.
See, guys, we changed things up a little bit, but we're still going on tangent.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm very excited about it. I'm gonna be pre-ordering him today because I thought it wasn't up for pre-order yet, but it did come up for pre-order. So I'm like, let's go. That and also the other guys are up for pre-order as well. The ones from the new like King Kong and Godzilla movie, and that's it. And guys, remember, never have I ever. I had never sold a collection. I did it. I did it, and I sold my pony collection. And honestly, it freed up an entire like tub, like a what was it, like a 6 gallon tub that was just filled with ponies. I'm like, okay, they've gone. I went ahead and told my ponies like, hey girls, we're going somewhere. Go to the market, and so they have been sold. I remember my New Year's resolution was like, if I am able to sell some of my collection, or like if I cannot, I have pretty much zero money until like zero thrifting money until I sell some stuff. So I'm very grateful to everybody that participated on the sale. Thank you so much for rehoming my herd.
Yes.
And yes, Bambi Raptor did adopt a few of my ponies, and she will be making so many customs.
And this is a kind of a nice way to pass on I think that's the one advantage of Instagram over like Mercari, that you get to kind of keep track of who they went to, and and be like, oh yeah, shoot, this is mine. I remember because I gotta tell you, like it's one of those things where um, when you let them go without knowing where they're going to go, right? In like Mercari, eBay, etc., then like it's a little bit, you know,
Uneasy.
it's easy, sure, but it's
No,
also
no,
like
no.
the
It makes you
exposure.
uneasy. It makes you
Uneasy,
uneasy.
yeah, uneasy, yeah. It gives you
Yeah, like her.
doesn't give you closure.
Yeah, it gives you anxiety. For me, it gives me anxiety. Like I think because I left my pretty pony on Mercari, like I sold her in Mercari. I didn't get that closure. Like I sent her with a letter of like, please take care of her. And I sent her with like a bunch of like photos that I had taken of her, and the story of when I got her, how I found her location and everything. And the person like didn't even put a review saying, hey, thanks, she's come to a good family. Nothing. It was just like I forgot to review it, and here's 5 stars
So
that just automatically happened from Mercari.
in
So it's
this case, the
kind of
Toy Story 2, When Somebody Loved Me, does not apply. That song cannot be used to make you cry.
no, because honestly, I know everybody that got my ponies, and I'm so grateful that they're going to such beautiful houses that have amazing established herds. Like we know,
Yeah.
Bambi Raptor has a little herd, of her own. Pony Guru has a massive herd, and she took like the majority of them. Well, my little prancing Posy, she's been a friend for so long, and she took a couple of my ponies as well. See, not her too. See, her and I, Bambi Raptor and I will always cry with that song when somebody loved me from Toy Story. Oh, awful, awful. Um, but but I know all the collectors that are getting my pony, and that makes me so happy. A few other people like I have never met, and are brand new to it, I actually was able to sell them their very first sea ponies. And
Mm.
I'm kind of proud of that because you got it at like a super steal because I put them at pretty good prices, pretty low prices. Because I'm like, I just want them to go and I want them to go to collectors and people
Okay.
on the Instagram community I know.
So the one thing kind of I regret not thinking about is taking your sea ponies while you had them and taking a picture with the with the McFarlane pony.
I have one sea pony left, so we can do that.
Now, as a result, thrifting Furby is
Thrifting for so this is my thrifting budget. So remember when we last met, friends, I was at a negative number because I accidentally went shopping. And so we are now, so I was at a negative 12 and 78 cents, I believe. But because after that live, I actually sold something on Mercari, that kind of canceled out. It gave me a couple of cents to my stash. And then after our sale, and plus after a couple of other sales on Mercari this week, I have reached the mark of 201. That's $201. And now I'm ready to go hit the All American collector's
yes,
row.
absolutely. And by the way, guys, this is going to be the sticker for this month, thrifting Furby. So definitely be on the lookout for it. I'll take care of that. Don't worry.
And you
Uh,
know,
so we will definitely have them. So if we ever, meet us in any places from that we say that we're going to be, and you see us, we'll definitely have some stickers for you guys. That's starting
and
as soon as next week, if possible.
And also, guys, Mr. Bones is gonna be making a comeback this year because I was looking through my phone. I have like hours of Mr. Bones like videos that I just never posted or never edited. So he's been making a comeback, and I will also be handing out Mr. Bones stickers. If you see me around, I'll have him in hand.
Indeed. So with that said,
I just self promotion here. If you guys want to see cute stuff, follow me personally thinking because I thought that's what Max was doing.
yeah, I was going into something deep, like, oh, my inspiration. But to be honest, like, we see your love for kaiju, so it's not a big deal. I think it's fine. Now, with that said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this here episode, volume 2, episode 2. Here in Little Toys Big Stories is on the books. We're trying something new. Hopefully, you liked it. It was a little bit more objective.
I guess.
So sound off if you liked it, and if you like the new format, we'll continue to do that. I feel like it gives us avenues to talk about new things, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, because I feel like in our other format, we will constantly kind of being drawn back to like the same stories, same experiences. Something this time we're like, oh, actually, we have a little bit more to share with you guys.
It was like Little Toys old stories.
You're like, I've heard this. It's like we were like that like grandpa that tells you the same story over
Yeah,
and over.
absolutely.
I was like, sorry.
Yeah, so definitely. So yeah, Babby Raptor says she likes it, which is great. Uh, so definitely keep an eye on more because we will be touching back, you know, on all of these events. If you went to them, we'll recap what happened. And if some of you guys went, definitely share with your experience with us. We'll communicate and we'll touch upon the new events and any new events that may have popped up during that week. Okay.
Mhm.
So without further ado,
Thank you guys again for watching and sticking around with us as we tried out our new format. And thanks for pitching in the chat. You're as much part of the show as we are. So go ahead and pitch in the chat as much as you can and in the comments down below because we will address them. I answer to all the comments you put. And we will also, if they cover something that we haven't, we'll go ahead and add it on the next live over. So feel free to comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe because we are trying to grow the channel. I know before we didn't care. We were just like, we're never monetized. But this time we're greedy and we do want to grow our channel. So please do subscribe.
and also because if we are a bona fide pod and we talk about events, we get free tickets to go to the event as press.
We'll see. And hopefully we can go ahead and give you guys more information about things. Maybe we can get even more people in the live that will share like cooler stuff. But
No, yeah,
again,
absolutely. Yeah, it's
yeah,
more about making it less about us, more about the
the
entire
community.
community. That's the real goal, you
Yeah,
know.
so it's like let's help it grow so we can go ahead and increase our the bond in the toy community. So thanks again for watching, everybody, and if you have already liked and subscribed, don't also forget to ring the notification just to see when we're gonna have our next live. We are here every single Saturday at 10 a.m. Keep us to that. Keep us to that, or 5% off if we're not here by 10 a.m. um, and thanks again for watching. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I get to hit up some really cool events, get to have some awesome finds, and we'll see you again next Saturday.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.